If you wander through the woods in Cassadaga, Florida, what will you find? Cassadaga, a spiritualist camp.
We're here at the Cassadaga Spiritualist Camp.
We're going to do a few interviews with some psychics.
And hopefully a reading. After a long search, we finally found two people willing to talk to us.
State your name.
My name is Anita Evans.
Reverend Ben Cox.
Could you give us a brief history of Cassadaga?
It is hallowed ground. It's 115 years old. No one but spiritualists have ever lived here. It is a place of reverency, and it has a feeling all of its own. When you step in here, it's like, you know, when you go to the beach and you feel like you have no cares in the world. It's pretty much the same way.
And it's a vortex of energy.
We do.
You stand there and the feeling is that of quiet.
Mm-hmm.
And that comes from the way the very rocks are laid underneath our feet, the ley lines in between the rocks. It's really kind of unbelievable. They produce magnetics and harmonics that are beneficial to the human mind and psyche.
What was your first encounter with the spirit?
At the age of 8. I've seen a shadow of a man in a room. In the kitchen, actually.
Sometime probably around the age of 6. My mother was a diabetic, and I knew that she was going into a diabetic reaction before she did, because I could see the change in her colors.
Do you feel like you were born with this ability?
Well, my mother was a medium, and my grandmother and my great-grandmother, but my father was a Southern Baptist deacon. But was I born with it? Yes, I'd always had it.
I think that I was always sensitive. I'm a sensitive person. I feel things coming from other people. I am very easily wounded. In other words, I'm open to other energies.
How do spirits contact you?
I hear them, I see them sometimes. And sometimes I see faces, sometimes I see the whole body. I see auras.
Do you feel your gift helps people?
And 3 sisters wanted readings. They were the mother and 2 sisters of one of my students. And I went to their house, but for the week before, all these dreams and messages kept coming through. I was to put Jenna in the middle and Lucy on one side and Susan on the other side. They told me exactly how to seat them. And they said, you're not going to read for them separately. It's going to be a gallery reading like John Edward does. We've never done those before. I said, yeah, that's right. And then the deceased relatives started lining up. And it became like a choir loft. You know, we started with their parents and their siblings, and then their grandparents and their siblings. We actually went so far up in the choir loft with people coming through that they couldn't even begin to identify them because it got to be 3 and 4 generations back.
Do you feel like people understand you?
I learned early on to not tell the outside world back in my day what we did. So did my mother. It was kept at home.
Back in the late 80s when I first came to spiritualism, and I went home to Groveland, which is Bible Belt, and I talked about being a spiritualist and going to a spiritualist church. Oh boy, did I catch it. I mean, the preachers ganged up on me and so forth and so on.
How do you tell a family member bad news?
Pretty much Spirit tells me what I need to know. There is times that they tell me things and I have to rephrase it myself.
I had a man call me and he says, I'm bringing my daughter to see you. And my granddaughter has died recently. This girl was a great help. She rode in the backseat with them and walked in with them. And she proceeded to stand there and give me all the details of her death and what she looked like. I was told early on that I would be working with gay issues.
Are your readings accurate?
Judging by the reactions of people that I read for and people that I do messages for, the accuracy is pretty good.
Do you develop your abilities here?
I was always told I was going to be a trans-channeling medium. I haven't followed up on that. You know, we do have an education curriculum we have to take here.
What was your most frightening experience?
Not too long ago, I had a lady who came to me, and I always hold hands and do a prayer of protection. And her mother appeared behind her. Very strong personality. She tried to take me over. And my face started to contort a bit. My lip, one went one way, one went the other. And I knew right away what it was, that she was going to channel through me.
Why is Casadega so special?
And in about 1873, see, spiritualism got started in 1848 in Hydesville, New York. And Colby, by 1873, he's a trance medium. And I have guides, Wanda and Dr. Huffman and the philosopher and the unknown and the Native American whose name was Seneca. They were telling him, you're going to be the founder of a southern spiritual center, probably in Florida. And he was told to look for the silvery, shimmering ponds and lakes, which he found. He was told that he would feel the feelings of peace and calm in this area, which he did. And he was told that he would be healed of tuberculosis, which from breathing the pine smoke. And all those things happened.
Now that the interview is done, we leave Casadega and all of the spirits that live here.
We're gonna do a few interviews with some psychics, and we might even get a reading.
Readings and
Keep going, just go again.
we're here in
Spiritualist camp, and we're gonna you up. Corner, are you peeing?
Things. I feel things coming from other people.